And welcome to Offended, presented by the Anything But Credible Network. It's your boy Tricky, and we are just a couple days away from All Out. I'm excited. I can't wait. I am recording this, though, on a Wednesday, about 30 minutes before Dynamite starts. So if another match gets added, tough shit. I'm not going to talk about that. Before we get into all the AEW festivities, we're going to talk about a show that I went to for the past 4 straight nights, and that was the new, or not new, I guess I should say, that was the NWA. They were at the Chase Park Plaza. There hasn't been wrestling at the Chase since 1984. It ran there, I think, from 1954 to 1984, if I'm not mistaken. But wrestling at the Chase returned this past week, and it was a blast, man. It was awesome. I wouldn't have changed anything. Obviously, I can't really talk a whole lot about it because the last 2 nights, which I had front row for, not a big deal, was 8 weeks worth of NWA power tapings. So all I gotta say is buckle up, because there's some good fucking shit coming our way. That's all I gotta say. And congrats to Trevor Murdoch, your new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. It's cool. I got a nice little selfie with Mr. Murdoch, with the champ. Champ. All right. So yeah, shout out NWA. Shout out to Billy Corgan. Shout out to Mickie James. She put together probably one of the best pay-per-views of the year, if not the pay-per-view of the year, with Empower. I thought that was the best show, and I thought it blew everything else out of the water. That show was fucking great. And hey, AEW or NWA, whoever's listening, sign Tootie Lynn. Sign her. Sign her. She is fucking great. Sign her. But yeah, NWA, it's a great show. A great show. All right. This Sunday in Chicago, Illinois, a.k.a. Hoffman Estates, because it's actually about 20 minutes outside Chicago, but that's not the point. AEW All Out returns to the Now Arena, which used to be called the Sears Center. Returns for its 3rd pay-per-view in terms of All Out. I guess if you could call All In part of the series. And man, is this card fucking stacked. I mean, just stacked. Holy shit. I mean, I'm just looking at this card right now, and it's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. So what we're going to do here, we're going to go one by one. This will be a short episode, obviously. We will have a longer episode coming out on Tuesday next week, as we will be returning home from Chicago on Monday, so we can record the episode that night. It will be out on Tuesday, basically reviewing everything that went on. We'll probably talk a little more about the NWA also. And yeah, I can't wait, because we're going to Rampage as well, and we're also seeing Fozzy on Saturday night. It's a weekend I've been looking forward to this for so long. I can't wait. And it's just about here. I can't wait. All right, so first off, at AEW All Out, on the pre-show will be the 21-woman casino battle royale for the AEW, for a chance at an AEW Women's Championship. In this match, we have Nyla Rose, Thunder Rosa, The Bunny, Big Swole, Julia Hart, Tay Conti, Diamante, Penelope Ford, Red Velvet, Hikaru Shida, Emi Sakura, I feel like I butchered that name, Jade Cargill, Kira Hogan, Riho, Anna Jay. Anna Jay is back, by the way. She is announced for this match. Can't wait. Jamie Hayter, and there's also 5 women to be determined. I'm assuming one of them is probably going to be Ruby Soho. So I have her 90-day no-compete clause came up, along with Buddy Murphy, Braun Strowman, and a couple of others. But Ruby Soho, I think, signed with AEW. So it's the perfect time to debut her, is right in this Battle Royal. And I'm going to predict her to win, personally. I think she's got it. Next, we have Jon Moxley versus Kojima. Legendary Kojima from New Japan Pro Wrestling. I mean, I think this is a no-brainer. Jon Moxley, I think, wins. I think we are in store for a surprise, though, after the match. And I would not be surprised to see a big, big, big name from New Japan show up after the match and tease a match between him and Jon Moxley. All signs right now, I think, are pointing to Tanahashi, so we'll see. Next, we have Pac versus Andrade El Idolo. I think Andrade is definitely winning the match. Brand new. He's only wrestled, one match, I think, for AEW so far. I think Andrade definitely wins this match. The only match of the card that I just don't care about. I mean, good for Paul White, but Paul White versus QT Marshall, I just don't care. I'm hoping it's going to be fun, but I have a feeling it's going to be like a one-punch knockout match. And maybe Paul White becomes Captain Insano during the match. That would be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Hey, Waterboy! Come on. You have to get the reference. Next. This is wild. Chris Jericho versus MJF. Man, so if Chris Jericho loses, he retires from in-ring competition. If this is Chris Jericho's swan song, I mean, what a ride it's been. I mean, the GOAT, one of the greatest of all time, beat The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the same night to become the WWE Undisputed Champion. The first ever Undisputed Champion, I might add. I think they're going to pull a swerve. I think Jericho, I'm going to go with Jericho. I think Jericho pulls it out. I think he wins. And like I said, if he doesn't, what a career it's been. I mean, he's on my Mount Rushmore for professional wrestling. That's for damn sure. But I do think Chris Jericho beats MJF finally. It only took 4 times. Next, a match that I think could potentially steal the show here, and that's Miro versus Eddie Kingston for the TNT Championship. I mean, these two guys are just going to beat the ever-living shit out of each other. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for this match. I can't wait. Cannot fucking wait for this match. I do believe Miro will retain and move on to another challenger. But I'm interested to see what happens with Kingston after this. Where does he go from here? Does he team back up with Moxley? Do they go after the tag titles again? Like, what do they do? I'm intrigued. Speaking of the tag team titles, in a match that I can't wait, I got to see these two teams wrestle each other at All Out in 2019 in a ladder match. That match was absolutely wild. Probably one of the greatest, if not the greatest match I've ever seen in person was that match. But the Young Bucks defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the Lucha Bros in a steel cage this Sunday is bonkers to me. Ray Phoenix and Nick Jackson are going to do some crazy shit. I'm calling it now. I think they're going to do some really crazy shit. I think the Lucha Bros win. I got the Lucha Bros. I think their time to become champions, I think, is finally here. I'm going with Lucha Bros, new AEW World Tag Team Champions. And maybe they turn on Pac and join up with Andrade. Who knows? Either way, AEW, you got me. You got me. I'm fucking so intrigued to see I'm very intrigued to see where almost the entire show goes after All Out. Like, it's obviously the start of a new era in AEW. I think it's just the start of a new era in professional wrestling in general. We are in the midst, I think, of another boom period for professional wrestling, personally. And you know, maybe the ratings might not reflect it, but I mean, there's just so many different outlets in different ways that you can watch this product. And I'm excited. I'm very excited for the future of professional wrestling. looks like it's on the up in a very fucking good way. All right, next up, we have the AEW Women's World Championship match as Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, defends the Women's Championship against the alien Chris Statlander. Another match I think is just going to be phenomenal. And is Britt Baker just... She's one of the most over wrestlers in all of wrestling right now. Britt Baker is that over. And it's fucking great to see. And it's great to see that they're not, like, changing her into a face. They're like, no, she's a heel. We're going to keep her as a heel because that's what's working. Love to see it. I think Britt Baker definitely retains. And I think we move on to a Britt Baker, Ruby Soho storyline. That's my prediction. So now it leaves us with 2 matches. And my question is, does CM Punk, Darby Allin main event the show? In my opinion, I think it has to. I think it has to. We've seen Omega versus Christian Cage before. And I think that's the whole point of doing this match. And there are rumors that Adam Hangman Page is having a child. And that's why he has been off TV for a little bit. And that's why he will not be wrestling at All Out. I think that's the smart play. Because let's be honest. What are the fans there to see more? Hangman winning or CM Punk? And don't forget, it's in Chicago. So, I mean, what are you going to do? But let's talk first about Kenny Omega defending the AEW World Championship against Christian Cage. I think it's a no-brainer. I think Omega's definitely going to pull it out, obviously without maybe with the help of Don Callis and probably the Good Brothers. I think Kenny Omega retains the AEW World Championship. And who knows? You might see somebody else pop up after the match. I'm predicting maybe a little American Dragon action from Bryan Danielson. We'll see. Maybe he debuts. Maybe Adam Cole shows up. Buddy Murphy. Any one of those 3 people could show up this week. That's insane. AEW is just going off, and I fucking love it. And finally, what I think is going to be the main event. After 7 long years, CM Punk is back in wrestling, and his first match is against Darby Allin. I mean, just wowzers. And not to mention, back in February, CM Punk did a podcast where he named off all these young wrestlers with the best potential, named off guys like Powerhouse Hobbs, Jungle Boy, Brian Pillman Jr., but he said the one that really sticks out to him and the one with the highest potential is Darby Allin. He said if he could get back in the ring, that's who he wants to face, is Darby. And they're just going to do it right off the bat. I'm expecting a great match. Will CM Punk hold up? Will he still be like the CM Punk we all once knew? We'll find out this Sunday. Only on pay-per-view, only exclusively on Bleacher Report. AEW All Out. Can't wait. I can't wait to just be there and see it and hear it, hear it, and feel it. I cannot wait. AEW All Out this Sunday on pay-per-view. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're about 14 minutes in. That's basically going to do it here on Offended this week. It was a very short episode. I just want to get a little something in. The real episode, I think, will be out on Tuesday, and we will definitely review everything that's gone on. I got to pack still. I hate packing, but it's worth it. We get to go see AEW in Chicago. Rampage, All Out, can't wait. For a 1-2-3 finish, shout out. Welcome back CM Punk as he returns to the ring on Sunday. Shout out to the NWA for putting on 4 great nights of wrestling and welcoming wrestling back at the Chase. It's been a long time coming, and I can't wait to see more wrestling back at the Chase. Wrestling at the Chase has returned. And my number 3, shout out to Trevor Murdoch, your brand new NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. You've earned it. You deserved it. That's for Harley Race. Congrats again to Trevor Murdoch. All right, you can find us on all social media platforms at OffendedPod. Make sure to go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Trick1042. You can go and follow, subscribe, give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And make sure to go check out anythingbutcredible.com for all your network needs, including the Offended Podcast, Anything But Credible Podcast, Going Off Topic Podcast, the Movie Merge Podcast, Spacing Out Podcast, and the What's Your Bliss Podcast, all at anythingbutcredible.com. Go check it out, and also go check out Podcast Mo for all your Missouri podcast needs. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. Let's get ready. The weekend is here. AEW All Out Weekend, that is. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy the show. I'm Tricky, and this has been Offended, presented by the Anything But Credible Network. We will see you on Tuesday.